For clues 4 and 5, we turn to Fabricator 7, who, it turns out, filed a specific entry on this particular incident. It is titled, and we appreciate the economy, "What is the Barnstoff Effect?" It covers the wider conditions that made a single misheard sentence catastrophic, and what those conditions, once set in motion, actually produced. She will give you something resembling an answer. Listen very carefully.
It was a morning like any other at Harmony Hub, or at least like any other morning carefully engineered to feel that way, which is not quite the same thing, though most people rarely insist on the distinction when the lighting is agreeable and the temperature has been negotiated in advance. In the week preceding the summit, the station had experienced a minor disturbance of a different kind. A reporter had visited, well-known, widely followed, and possessed of that particular talent for asking questions that sound hypothetical while being received as imminent. The subject, as it was presented, concerned the potential relocation of a cradle. Not this one officially, though the distinction, it seems, did not travel quite as effectively as the question itself. Reassurances had been issued, context had been provided, and yet what remained was not entirely nothing. Which meant that when Barnstoff's message appeared, presented without location, without qualification, and, perhaps most significantly, without doubt, it did not arrive into an empty space. What could be observed was a change in behaviour. Individuals who had not previously interacted began to move along similar paths. Independent decisions, made in separate locations, began to align in timing, if not in coordination. The objective, if it could be called that, was not explicitly stated, though in retrospect it appeared to orbit a single idea: delay. What followed was not a single failure, those are mercifully straightforward, but a convergence, which is what systems do when they decide, quite without consultation, to fail collectively. The automated systems began compensating. They did not fail, they ran out of options. The investigation concluded, with a certain administrative neatness, that the event was a convergence of unfortunate decisions. An accident. Exceptionally well aligned, but an accident nonetheless. Barnstoff himself was not available for clarification. Which, as records repeatedly demonstrate, tends to simplify conclusions considerably. However, the effect named after him came to its inevitable conclusion when, 5 years later, the Aryan cradle was in fact moved, as the destruction of Harmony Hub had destabilized the area and its reputation as a place for peace was destroyed. In the years that followed, the term Barnstoff Effect entered quiet circulation, used to describe those situations in which a single, confident misunderstanding begins to organize the behavior of many, producing exactly those undesired outcomes. The Aryan cradle was later returned and renamed. Though that, as it happens, is another story.